Joseph devised a dating strategy and tested his love calculus on the dating scene. However, it does not take long to be reminded that finding love is not an exact science. The speech is Project 3 from the Humorously Speaking Manual. It is 5 to 7 minutes, and it's titled Love Calculus, The Path to Synergy. Please welcome Joseph McLaren.
Thank you, Madam Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters, guests. Good evening. How many of you love or love today? Good for you. I don't. No, I know for many of you who have been in a committed relationship or have been married for a while, that's not something you have to contend with. That might be a good thing if you don't love today. I don't know exactly what it is with me, but whenever I come across an intriguing woman, I don't lose my cool, I don't lose my wits, I become somebody else. Like a professor, I venture into discussing subjects on which I don't have the authority, like the force of gravity, or how the mind works or doesn't. Well, that might be well and good, except if the person you're dating happens to work for NASA, or is a neurosurgeon. Not the most conducive topic if you're not the leader or an expert on the subject. But let me say this. I actually believe in relationship. I believe interdependence. You rely on me, I rely on you, is the highest form of human relationships. Better than independence, and definitely better than codependency. I believe there's a synergy formed by forming partnerships. Synergy. That's actually a word I learned in one of my investment classes in college. So it might not surprise you that when I was recently divorced and had to start this process again, I consulted my finance techs to give me the strategy. Because I actually believe that investing and dating are similar. The techniques are similar. So we're going to look at a few factors that affect investment decisions. And you can think of them as dating decisions. There are a number of them, but we're going to look at 4. Liquidity. I didn't stay long on this one because I'm not a wealthy guy. And I don't necessarily have any latent desire to marry rich. But liquidity is important. How about diversification? Well, well, well. Unless I plan to move to Utah or be like the president of South Africa, I don't think a lot of women are conducive to that idea of polygamy. Besides, I was married to one wife before, and I had serious challenges dealing with one person. I don't think I want to increase the value. Use value. Use value. What do you expect? Well, in the context of dating, I say, how are your ovaries? Have they exhausted the operational useful life? Now, it depends on exactly what your rate of return or required return, which is the next one, is expected. Therefore, that's the idea. Factors of investing. Now, when you've devised your method of investing, how do you go about it? The method of acquiring your data. Well, In business, there's a hostile takeover. Well, usually after a hostile takeover, companies don't last. They get broken up and sold off. So that's not a good strategy. How about another acquisition strategy? Let's consider lease with an option to buy. Or the one most favored, the one from which I got the word, merger. Mergers and acquisition. And merger with this word synergy. 1 + 1 is greater than 2. 1 + 1 is greater than 2. It's like what our mathematician or math teacher, Tony, would tell us. If you add 3 + 3, that's 6. But if you found the square of 3, it's going to be different, more. 3 3 is 9. So the idea is to add value. Now, having said all of that, you need a medium to implement your strategy. If you're investing, you might go to a broker. If you're dating, you might do It's Just Lunch. You might consider online. E-Trade, Ameritrade. Dating, eHarmony. Match.com. I chose eHarmony. And let the fun begin. I can tell you this. I'm really fascinated with this site. You know, I thought at first it could get to date anybody from around the world, Africa, Europe, Canada, Sarasota. But the idea is novel, but the practicality isn't. As I would find out from one of my experiences. Of course, there are great experiences on eHarmony, but like the news, I'm going to tell you one of the worst ones. Because I was in conversation with somebody who I thought was intriguing, was in the next city. And I said, okay, can I call you? Well, I'm not really in the United States. I'm actually in Ghana. Happened twice. Or in Ireland. So why did you put that city down? You just never know these things. But this is a very intriguing concept. Haven't been taught, at least I don't think so, not yet. But the whole idea is, you gotta get out there. It's not an exact science, as I have learned. The process is continuing, and even though I don't like it, it's a great learning experience.